Hello everyone. So today I bring another very important topic for CAT and for that matter any other management entrance exam. But खासकर CAT के DILR में this becomes even more important. So the topic that I am referring to is maxima and minima. Now maxima minima as such कोई particular type of questions नहीं है, but then uh, it can be introduced in pretty much any other topic of LRDI, right? So you could say that maxima minima का सबसे ज़्यादा closest relation is perhaps with set theory, but other than set theory also you can from time to time you'll find that pretty much हर set में एक question आ जाता है, which of the following what could be the maximum value of this, or what could be the minimum value of something, at least how many could reach there. So all these kind of at least, at most, maximum, minimum, they are all related to maxima and minima. So the best way to go about it is by looking at few examples itself. So what we'll do today is we will take up a very important set, and is set ke baad I think you will have some sort of a clarity that maxima minima questions kaise hote hain. Again, I am going to put multiple parts in this. So this is the first part, and as and when I keep on updating more parts, you will find कि आपको description में उसके links मिल जाएंगे. All right. So let us begin with the very first example. And yes, one more piece of advice. I would suggest that आप ये वीडियो को pursue तब करना अगर आपका preparation has reached a certain level. I mean आपके basics clear हो गए हैं. You have done a good number of questions of various types, so that you familiarize yourself with different types of questions that are expected in this section. एक उतना familiarity develop होने के बाद it is expected that you will understand and perhaps even do these questions in a better manner, right? Again, I'm not denying कि आपको समझ में नहीं आएगा. Of course you can understand, but it will be much better in that sense. So let us look at the question itself. Now again, suggestion is कि आपको वीडियो पॉज कर देना चाहिए and you should probably try the question on your own, and उसके बाद अगर नहीं बने then you can obviously look at the solution later on. So that's what I'm requesting all of you to do. ठीक है, let's begin with the question. तो यहाँ पे the question has given us that, just a second, right? So prominent intellectuals from different parts of the country, broadly categorized under 4 professions: lawmakers, medical experts, administrators, and teachers. So we have picked intellectuals from 4 different professions: lawmakers, medical experts, administrators, and teachers. Okay? They were surveyed to understand the most critical issues in the country which needs to be addressed urgently by the government. Okay? यहाँ तक कोई problem नहीं है. The following table gives the number of intellectuals from each category that picked respective issues to be critical. तो इनमें से कौन कौन सा इशू को how many people, how many of these intellectuals found to be relevant, or for that matter most critical, which needs to be addressed urgently by the government. All right, the following table gives the number of intellectuals. Okay, this we have read. The table also provides the total number of intellectuals surveyed from each profession. Okay, so this is a data given in the form of a table, but इसको थोड़ा थोड़ा आप बोल सकते हो, थोड़ा सा, not exactly completely, but to an extent you can relate it with your understanding of set theory. ठीक है, let's see. So there are, what we understand, lawmakers, there are 40 lawmakers who have been surveyed. तो total कितने लोगों का सर्वे हुआ है? 40, 50, 90 plus 25, 115 and 30, 145 लोगों का सर्वे हुआ है, right? Out of those 145, again, this many have found that corruption control is a very crucial one. It needs to be addressed. It is most critical, right? Then this many have found that access to education is very critical. This many have found health infrastructure to be very critical, which needs to be addressed by the government immediately. तो इस तरह से सर्वे किया गया. Okay, right. Now first question, at most how many of the intellectuals surveyed picked all the 5 given issues to be critical? तो पांचों इशू को क्रिटिकल माना है, ऐसे कितने लोग हो सकते हैं? नाउ इट्स, दे आर नॉट आस्किंग फॉर एन एग्जैक्ट आंसर, दे आर आस्किंग फॉर a maximized answer, right? यहाँ पे as I said, most of the question will be based on maxima and minima. So what we understand, maximize, we have to maximize those intellectuals who in the survey who picked all the 5 issues to be critical. So this is a fairly simple question. अब आप हर एक सेट में जाओ लॉ मेकर्स में there are 40 lawmakers, out of which we can understand that 15 found corruption control to be very significant, 11 found access to education and so on. अब मुझे एक ऐसा नंबर लेना है जो पांचों में फिट हो जाए. So that would be the lowest of these numbers. So I'll pick 11 from here. If at most I can assume 11 लोग सारे इश्यूज को बहुत क्रिटिकल समझ रहे हैं. I can have the same 11 out of these 15. I can have the same 11 in this 17, the same 11 in this 19, and the same 11 in these 22. Because 11 is the lowest value. So we'll pick 11. Same logic. Medical experts में we'll pick 14. That is the lowest number. Administrators में 8 is the lowest number. And teachers में the lowest number will be 13. Right? Now let's add up. So 11 plus 14, 25 plus 8, 33. And plus 13 will give us 46. So the answer to this question is 46, right? So first question, fairly simple. I hope all of you have understood the set. अब आगे बढ़ते हैं. Let's look at the second question. At least, तो at least मतलब आप मुझे कुछ minimize करना है, right? तो minimize something. At least how many of the intellectuals surveyed considered both corruption control and access to education to be critical issues? That would mean जितने लोग corruption को critical समझ रहे हैं, I would try, again I cannot ensure, but I would try कि वो same लोग access to education को critical नहीं समझ रहे हैं, and vice versa. So let us look at these two columns. So let's say lawmakers. Out of lawmakers, there were 15 who thought corruption control is critical. There were 11 who thought access to education is very critical. लेट मी अज्यूम फॉर अ मोमेंट कि ये 15 और 11 बिल्कुल अलग सेट ऑफ लोग हैं, इसमें कोई भी कॉमन इंसान नहीं है. सो ऑल आई नीड टू चेक 15 प्लस 11 इट एड्स अप टू 26 डिफरेंट इंडिविजुअल्स. लॉ मेकर्स में टोटल देयर आर 40 लॉ मेकर्स, उसमें से 26 अगर आ रहे हैं तो दैट इज फाइन. आई कैन इजीली अज्यूम दीज 26 आर डिफरेंट. सो दैट मीन्स अमंग लॉ मेकर्स द मिनिमम who found both of these issues to be important are 0. I can assume it is 0. मैं अज्यूम कर सकता हूँ ये 15 और ये 11 लोग अलग अलग हैं, because they add up to 26 and 26 is less than 40, right? इक्वल टू भी होने से चलेगा, तो 26 is less than equal to 40, तो उसमें क्वालिफाई कर जाएगा. Now let's look at medical experts. Again, ये 21 plus 14 adds up to 35. 50 is clearly greater than equal to 35. तो I can easily assume ये 21 और ये 14 अलग अलग लोग हैं. तो again, minimum who found both the issues to be critical is 0. Right, now let's come to the third one. 13 plus 14 is 27. Now 27 is not less than equal to 25. No. Right, so that would mean 27, दो extra आ रहे हैं यहाँ पे. So here I will have to assume minimum 2 people found both corruption control and access to education to be critical. अगर थोड़ा सा आपको समझने में मुश्किल हो रहा है तो let me draw a Venn diagram for you. Right, तो अगर हम बोल रहे हैं that this is corruption control and this is access to education, right, and we are saying that total people surveyed from administration is 25. तो टोटल अगर आपके पास 25 है and आपको पता है corruption control का total is 13, this is 25, corruption control का total is 13, access to education का total is 14, तो 13 plus 14 27, which is exceeding 25 by 2. तो मिनिमम दो लोगों को आपको यहाँ डालना होगा, so that this becomes 11 and this becomes 12. Now if you add up 11 plus 2 13 plus 12 25, exact 25 आ रहा है. अगर मैं ये दो में से किसी को भी इस साइड लेकर आता हूँ then automatically you will find, तो let's say अगर मैंने यहाँ 12 कर दिया, 12 1 12, अब अगर आप ऐड करोगे तो फिर we are getting what? We are getting 13 यहाँ पे, we are getting 13 यहाँ पे, we are not getting 14 का total for access to education. तो हम 25 लोगों में और कोई भी डिवीजन करेंगे then it's not possible. So it has to be this division, which means minimum 2 लोग कम से कम दोनों इशू को क्रिटिकल समझ रहे हैं. सो दैट gives me 2 over here. Now let's come to the last one, teachers. Teachers में again 18 plus 13 adds up to 31. Again 31 is neither less than nor equal to 30, right? एक एक्स्ट्रा आ रहा है. सो अगेन वन पर्सन आई हैव टू अकोमोडेट लाइक दैट, जस्ट लाइक दैट. सिमिलर टू द प्रीवियस केस, लेट मी ड्रॉ अनदर वेन डायग्राम. तो अगेन मुझे कम से कम एक इंसान को यहाँ रखना होगा. करप्शन कंट्रोल में मुझे टोटल चाहिए 18 एंड एक्सेस टू एजुकेशन में आई नीड 13, राइट? बट कीपिंग इन माइंड दैट मेरे पास टोटल सिर्फ 30 लोग हैं. Now 18 and 13, if I try to keep them separate, it will add up to 31. तो कम से कम 1 को मैंने कॉमन डाला है, तो यहाँ 17 हो जाएगा, यहाँ 12 हो जाएगा. Now if I add them, it's coming to 17 plus 1, 18 plus 12, 30. Exact 30 आ रहा है. So minimum 1 person is there. So overall, there were minimum 3 people or 3 intellectuals who found both of these issues to be critical issues. So answer to this question is 3. Right? Let's come to the next one. At most, तो अब मुझे maximize करना है. So at most, how many of the intellectuals considered minimum 3 of the given 5 issues to be critical? Now this is an important one. Try to understand. ज़्यादा से ज़्यादा, maximum, at most, how many of the intellectuals considered minimum 3 of the 5 issues to be critical? मतलब मुझे ज़्यादा से ज़्यादा लोगों को उस कैटेगरी में डालना है so that they find at least 3 of the 5 issues to be critical. कम से कम उनको 3 इशू क्रिटिकल लगना चाहिए. And I have to maximize such people. So first, let me do one thing again. हर एक क्लास में, लॉ मेकर्स में, let me add up 15, 11, 17, 19, 22. इसको पूरा को ऐड कर लेते हैं. तो कितना आ रहा है? We are getting 26, 84 we are getting over here. Similarly, मेडिकल एक्सपर्ट्स को ऐड करके देखते हैं कितना आ रहा है. 102. Then administrators 60 and teachers 80, right? So these are the number of such cases where critical issues have been found, right? So try to understand. लोग सिर्फ 40 हैं. There are only 40 lawmakers, but combine these 40, they have voted different issues separately, which adds up to 84 critical issues. Issue 5 ही है, right? But out of the 40, based on the number of times they have considered an issue to be critical, वो number आ रहा है 84, right? Now I need to maximize the situation where minimum 3 of the 5 issues were found to be critical. So instead of giving 5 issues to be critical by one individual, मैं क्या करूँगा? I will try to maximize. जितने लोगों को मैं 3 इशू दे पाऊंगा, I'll be maximizing the number of people who found 3 issues to be critical. So if there are, let's say lawmakers में, if there are total 84 who found some issue or the other to be critical, तो हम क्या करेंगे? 84 I will divide it by 3. Why? Because every lawmaker, I need to give every lawmaker any 3 issues which they found critical. Total 84 times critical पाया गया, तो हर एक लॉयर को मैं 3 करके देता जाऊंगा. 84 divided by 3 will give me 28. The total number of lawyers are 40, much more than that. So I can easily assume there were 28 lawyers who found exactly 3 issues to be critical. तो मैंने maximize कर दिया 28. Similarly, let's go to medical expert. Medical expert कितने हैं? 50. And number of times issues have been found to be critical is 102. So again, let me divide 102 such cases by 3. देखो, minimum 3 of the 5 बोला है. I would not want to give 4 or 5 issues to one individual because मुझे लोगों को maximize करना है. So I will give them exactly minimum 3. तो 3 cases सबको देते जाओ. 102 divided by 3 will give us 34. And total number of medical experts are 50, which is well in excess of 34. So I can easily assume that 34 people might have found exactly 3 issues to be critical, right? तो maximum 34 हो सकता है. Similarly, let's go to administrators. Administrators में total 60 times issues have been found to be critical. Divided by 3, we'll get 20. अगेन इफ आई लुक एट द टोटल नंबर ऑफ एडमिशंस 25 है, आराम से हो जाएगा 60 डिवाइड बाई 3 20, तो 20 मैं इन लोगों में डिवाइड करूंगा, इजीली पॉसिबल. सो यस, अगेन टीचर्स में टोटल 80 again if I divide by 3. Now 80 is not a multiple of 3. So let's see how many times 3 will go in 80. So that is 26 times. So 26 times. And I can see all these numbers are less than 26. तो आराम से कहीं कोई repetition नहीं होगा. So I can easily assume that 26 individuals have found exactly 3 cases to be critical. So now we can add up these numbers and this will give us our final answer. So that comes to 108. So our final answer to this question is, sorry, this will be 108, right? Coming to the last question of this set, what is the minimum number of lawmakers? तो अब मुझे कुछ minimize करना है. What is the minimum number of lawmakers surveyed who picked minimum 2 of the 5 parameters to be critical? Okay, so listen to this question very carefully. Minimum ऐसे कितने lawmakers थे? तो I'm only interested in the first row, top row, lawmakers. ये सब मुझे नहीं देखना है. So what is the minimum number of lawmakers surveyed who picked minimum 2, कम से कम 2 of the 5 parameters to be critical? तो मुझे minimize क्या करना? I have to minimize the case where a person is finding 2 or more than 2 cases to be critical. तो मुझे maximize क्या करना है? I have to maximize those lawmakers who are finding exactly 1 case to be critical or less than 1, that is 0 cases to be critical. Now, if you remember, इसको हमने ऐड किया था पिछले क्वेश्चन के लिए, so we had got 84 as the sum. So total 84 times some case or the other, some issue or the other has been found to be critical by these 40 lawmakers. अब मुझे ट्राई ये करना है, ज्यादा से ज्यादा लोगों को उस कैटेगरी में डालना है who found 1 or 0 number of cases to be critical. Now, because मुझे 84 cases बांटने हैं 40 लोगों में, so what I will do is I will let each and every lawmaker to find exactly 1 issue to be critical. So all 40, I have given 1 cases. So 40 into 1, that gives me 40 cases. That takes care of 40 of the 84 cases. Now total 84 times some issue has been found to be critical. अब वो 84 में से मैंने 40 बांट दिया सबके बीच में एक एक करके. Even then, I'm left with further 44 issues. अब ये 44 इशू मुझे कम से कम लोगों में बांट के खत्म करना है, right? Now see, presently there are 40 people. Everybody has found exactly 1 issue to be critical. So these 40 right now are in a category which I would want to maximize. What do I want to maximize? I want to maximize those lawmakers who are finding 1 or less than 1 issue to be critical. But मुझे और 44 issue इन्हीं लोगों में बांटना है. Now, after having found 1 issue to be critical, maximum a person can find another 4 issue to be critical because total 5 ही issue है हमारे पास, right? अब ये 44 मुझे कम से कम लोगों में बांट के खत्म करना है. So now what I will do is I will distribute these 44 by giving 4 4 4 करके issues to people out of these 40. तो 44 को अगर मैं 4 से डिवाइड करूंगा, अगेन why am I dividing by 4? Because देखो ऑलरेडी सबको एक एक केस मिल चुका है विच दे हैव फाउंड क्रिटिकल 40. सबके बीच में मैंने एक एक बांट दिया. After finding 1 issue to be critical, a person has the appetite to take another 4 issues maximum, right? तो इसीलिए मैं 44 जो एक्स्ट्रा इश्यूज है उसको 4 से डिवाइड कर रहा हूँ एंड आई एम फाइंडिंग 11 more people. 11 people can consume these extra 44. तो बेसिकली व्हाट आई एम सजेस्टिंग, 11 लोगों को पांचों इशू क्रिटिकल लगने दो, बाकी जो बचेंगे वो सब एक एक इशू को क्रिटिकल मानेंगे. So that way I will have maximized the number of lawmakers who would have found less than 2 issues to be critical, right? So basically what I am suggesting, 11 लोगों को पांचों इशू क्रिटिकल लग रहा है. पांचों क्यों? बिकॉज देखो ये 11 को ये 4 करके मैंने 11 लोगों में बांटा है, प्लस हर एक को एक केस तो शुरू में ही मिल गया था, तो 4 + 1 5, 11 into 5 55. टोटल नंबर ऑफ लॉ मेकर्स आर 40. 40 में से 11 लोगों में मैंने बांट दिया 5 केसेस. Then 40 minus 11, that will give me another 29. The rest 29 found exactly one issue to be critical. So 29 into 1 gives me 29. अब आप ये दोनों को add कर लो. 55 plus 29 will give us 84. That is exactly the total number of cases. So what is the minimum number of lawmaker who picked 2 of the 5 parameters, minimum 2 of the 5 parameters to be critical? The answer is 11, because बाकी 29 लोगों में 29 लोगों में मैंने सिर्फ एक issue distribute किया है. So minimum 2 of the 5, the answer to this question will be, let me put it in another color. The answer to this question will be 11, right? So as I said that this was a slightly advanced level question, and इसको आपको तब देखना चाहिए when you have reached a certain level of preparation. इस series में I'll put a few more questions whenever I get the time, and I will keep on sharing the link to those questions or videos in the description. All right. So hope you all understood this. Thank you all.